Good morning. Good morning and welcome. I think people are being dragged inside. I'm fighting breakfast, but that's how it always goes. Thank you all for coming. We are excited to have a fantastic line of speakers today for the opening keynote. And before we bring everybody on, what's a conference without a few announcements, right? So first, let's go through and walk very quickly on some of the housekeeping things. A big thank you to our sponsors, without whose help we can't make this conference happen. And obviously, thank you for registering. LF Broadband, Radisys, Zedita, Fujitsu, thank you very much. Silver sponsors and bronze sponsors. So everybody, I would like you to give a big round of applause for our sponsors, please. Thank you. Yeah, and then we have the Industry 6G Innovation Day on Wednesday. That has been sponsored by Jabil, Radisys, and SRS. Again, please, big round of applause for them as well. Thank you very much. All right. Linux Foundation abides by the code of conduct. Here's the QR code. Please abide by that. We are very strict on that, and I know networking people obviously abide by that. We're generally standard-based, so follow protocols, right? That's obviously good for us. If you've not already seen the schedule, a lot of very good sessions are already there. Breakouts, tracks. I'll come back and talk about that in just a minute. Okay? And then we have the sponsor showcase, right, I think, next door. Do visit. There's a lot of cool demos and discussions that you can be part of. So please do that. And then as obviously, you are already connected, but you have the SSID right there. All right? Finally, reception in the sponsor showcase tonight, 5:30 to 6:30. Please go encourage your peers, talk to them. A lot of very high-flying people are here, so we really appreciate this. Okay, so with that said, let me spend about 10 minutes or so talking about how far we have come. So we've come a long way. A show of hands, how many of you have been in the networking and edge industry for more than a decade? Yeah, old-timers, all of us. All right, so I'd say 6 years ago, this is where we were, okay? We pretty much did not serve anything. Nothing was open on the left-hand side of the screen. By the way, if you don't recognize this slide, you're not an old-timer, right? This is the classic left to right. How do you come into the network? How do you get to the edge? And how do you get into the core and cloud? So 6 years ago, we were starting open source. We were starting open networking, right? There were a few projects. There was the cloud technologies like OpenStack and Kubernetes. There were some data plane technologies on DPDK and FDIO. We had launched the SDN controller, Open Daylight, and a couple of orchestration projects were on the screen, and then everything that put it all together. So that was 6 years ago, and look how far we have come today, okay? There is a huge revolution of open source and open projects, everything starting from the RAN, including ORAN software community that we host, including OAI, SD-RAN. There's all the LF broadband, GPON connectivity, that's all open-based. There's all the non-traditional access through LF connectivity, all of the edge compute. And we'll talk about edge a lot this morning. And then clearly on the core side, it's gone all the way up the stack through APIs and through applications, and you'll hear a lot about it. So we have come a long way in just 6 years, and really thankful to the community to make this happen. And so do we keep going? Yes. So let's kind of talk about a few announcements and where we are heading. And by the way, these are a series of announcements. I'll go through them very, very quickly. The first one, Sonic, we're going to go down the data plane up, right? Just typical geeky fashion. So on a NOS side, Sonic, which is one of the largest network operating system projects, a lot of growth. Significant growth. It's a NOS, 10 new members were added. The community keeps growing. It is your disaggregated network operating system, sort of from the cloud, hyperscale, to the enterprise edge. Really exciting about this, which we just announced. On the data plane side, like you might have heard of SmartNICs, right? OPI, Open Programmable Interface, is another project that now has a lab, and it has a demo setup. So think of it this way, right? We're moving from PowerPoint to labs to production, and we're moving that very, very rapidly, okay? So huge announcement on the data plane side. On the LF networking front, which is the largest collaboration hub for everything networking, we've expanded our collaboration with Open Air Interface. For those of you who are not familiar with Open Air Interface, they do a lot of good work on the core side, on the RAN side as well, and so we've done that. We've also, as we collaborate with a lot of AI projects, we've issued a white paper like everybody else, but more practical on how you use it. One of the hottest projects, Nefio, which you'll see some of the demos later today, it has also been introduced as a training course. So cool stuff there. And then you go, okay, so what about Edge? Edge is the fastest growing market out there. So Edge, we have some great announcements. Let's start with new members, Atom, ByteDance, Y-Access, Orca. They all joined LF Edge, right? Huge momentum. If you're not already participating in Edge, go for it. We launched our sister foundation called Margo. This Margo project it's focusing on a long-awaited edge interoperability. It's meant for industrial IoT, and the founding members are right there on the screen with a picture, obviously, and shirts, right? Everything got made on the right time. But it's meant for the plant operators. It's inside the manufacturing plant for applications that can run across machines, right? So we think of how far we have come all the way into the factory and the industrial floor, okay? And then one of the most exciting announcements today are 4 new projects that are going into LF Edge. Okay? LF Edge is the largest sub-foundation under Linux Foundation that unifies open source networking, IoT Edge, Cloud Edge, Enterprise Edge, and Telecom Edge, and unifies these frameworks. So there are 4 new projects that we are announcing: Edge Lake, InfiniEdge, OpenBow, and InstantX. And instead of me saying things about the project, let's welcome the creators of these projects on stage so that we can talk about them, and what they do. So first, I'll start with Edge Lake. I want to welcome the founder of Anilog, Moshe, on stage, please.
Hello, everyone, and great being here, Arpit. It's really exciting to be part of LF Edge. And let me talk about Edge Lake. And I'll use this diagram that you see to explain how Edge Lake works. So on the left side, you could see how edge data is managed today. And it is managed by pushing or moving the data all the way from the edge to the cloud. As we all know, moving or pushing huge volumes of data from the edge to the cloud is never in real time and always expensive. No company wants to deploy databases on thousands of nodes at the edge, and then they have to figure out how to extract insight from the data or manage this setup. This is exactly what Edge Lake is about. That's the problem that we solve. We're using blockchain technologies and virtualization to create a virtual data lake that can bridge the data right there from the edge to the applications without dependency on the cloud and in real time. So on the right side, you could see an application which is serviced from a virtual data lake in real time without centralizing the data. Edge Lake makes edge data available anywhere, anytime, without a single line of code, without centralizing the data, and it's all with open APIs. So we are very excited to make Edge Lake part of the foundation, and we're looking forward to work with each one of you on your Edge deployments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moshe.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to hand it over? All right, so the second project that we would like to announce would be done by Tina. She's the former board chair of LF-Edge, so please welcome Tina on stage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to introduce Infinite Edge AI today. With the Infinite Edge AI, we can equip IoT devices, edge cloud, smartphones. These are all the edge devices to together with the robust AI capabilities to perform the much complex computing skills on the edge where the data is collected. So today, with these technical giants like ByteDance, Supermicro, Genesis, and Allegra, also people from Micas, from NVIDIA, from Meta, from Google, ByteDance, there are more, Alibaba and Baidu, and Tencent Cloud. So and all of these companies come together, we build this project. So this project not only reduces latency, but also enhances the privacy and security of the data. So today, later, welcome to join us in the LF-Edge booth to know about our project. And it's about 5 p.m. Let's work together to push the boundary of AI and the edge. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thanks, Tina. All right, the next project I'll introduce is something called OpenBow. And this is a very interesting project. The intention of this is to keep open source under a neutral governance. So it's a fork from HashiCorp, which is intended at identity-based secrets and encryption. And it is under LF-Edge. So really excited to have this. The community is already hard working, releasing the first few instances of this in the system. So again, OpenBow is part of LF-Edge, and we're announcing that today. Finally, we want to also announce that Vodafone is joining LF-Edge as a premium member. And we are really excited to have one of the distinguished engineers from Vodafone, Stanley Chia. And he's going to talk about a new project that they're bringing to LF-Edge, which is so cool. All right, so please welcome Stanley.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. This project, Instant X, is about bringing the devices to the services at a particular location so that you have much better performance with the help of the edge node. And this edge node could be just a network edge. So what is its problems it solve? It actually solved the problem of helping to distribute data very efficiently at a particular location with a target of below 20 milliseconds of round-trip time. And this is typically used, for instance, today for vehicle-to-X type of applications. And who are the people which we typically will be using this? This could be platform providers, people who are actually operating roadside infrastructure. They're operating roads, OEMs of vehicles, and also service providers. The project is first developed by Vodafone, and we are very much delighted to help get the community to join us, to share the experience, and also support in developing this much further and sharing and align with the rest of the Edge community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, so it's, as the name suggests, instantly exchanging data between V2X, and V could be anything as well. X could be anything. Interesting. Okay, great. So then finally you say, okay, what about cloud networking, right? Cloud was so hot, now it's still hot. We've already moved to cloud native, or in the process of. But the networking component of the cloud is still challenging. And so what we'd like to do to introduce a new project that is coming to LF, and specifically networking, I would like to welcome on stage Sarah McClare from UC Berkeley.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. Achieving basic connectivity in cloud networks can be a complex task involving many decisions about low-level networking components. And in multi-cloud deployments, this complexity can be even worse. And this is where Paraglider comes in. The Paraglider project aims to evolve cloud networking by simplifying the creation and management of networks within and across clouds. Users of Paraglider only have to specify their high-level connectivity intents between resources, and it becomes the responsibility of the service provider to create the network necessary to achieve those goals. This project is currently run by a working group with members from Google, IBM, Microsoft, and UC Berkeley, and it's supported by ARNA Networks, Broadcom, Intel, and Uber. We're excited to work with the LF networking community to continue to develop this project, so please check out our website and repo. Thank you.
All right, that was great. I think this is how easy networking should be, right? Quick introduction of the project, and you're out. But networking always comes in the way, and that's why they need geeks like us to figure things out, right? Or we need people who have invented things. And so the next panel is one of my favorites. It's the most